And here with Ken Adkins, Independence High School softball coach, also coaching the Region 3 team in the North-South game, which will be Thursday at Buffalo High School. First of all, Ken, what's it been like coaching? I know you're just kind of getting them together. You've had to put a roster together. What's it been like so far in charge of the Region 3 team?
It's a first of all, it's an honor to be selected. I was tickled to death when they called and asked if I would do it. And I told my principal, that's a testament to our program and to the work that the kids have put in over the years. I mean, whatever I get, the kids are really responsible for all that. But so I was tickled to death to be able to, asked to be able to do it. Because of work schedules and some of that stuff, my whole coaching staff wasn't able to go. So I asked JR. I wanted to have somebody else from up here anyway. And so I got JR from Wyoming East to help me with that. And he's participated, his Holly played in it several years ago. And I went down last year and watched when Kaylin played. And we've had several kids in it over the last few years, and it's really a nice deal. And so when I got that, we put together a roster. That's kind of a hard thing too, because, it's after everybody's graduated, it's that time of year, and you got kids on vacation and kids wanting to do stuff. But you know what? Just to give you some idea, we had a kid drive all the way back from Myrtle Beach just to make practice today. So to me, it's an honor for them to be able to get to play one last. For some of them, it's the last softball game they'll ever play in high school. And for some of them, it's the last softball game they'll ever play. Period. If they're not going on to college, but several of these kids are going on and playing after high school, or at least will have the opportunity to play. So I'm excited about it.
Two girls you know really well are from, and you mentioned JR from Miami East. You got two girls from Miami East, Paige Laxton and
yes,
and Olivia.
Yes, excited to have both of them. That's an interesting dynamic when you're used to seeing them across the diamond from from where you are, and then you end up with them on the team. And it really worked out in a nice way. We had Paige and Olivia. We have two girls, the two girls from Woodrow. We had two girls from Greenbrier East. Would have had two from St. Albans. We have three from South Charleston, one from GW, two from Midland Trail. One from Riverside. And so we were tickled. It's a good representation of our entire region, both the Valley schools and up here on the plateau. So we were excited about it. And hopefully the way the schedule's set up, Region 1 plays Region 2. So we play Region 4, which will be Lena, Elkins, and Nitro. That group from down there, Nitro and Hoover and all those. So that'll be a tough team to play. And so we open with them. If you win, you play the winners bracket in a championship game. If you lose, you play a consolation game. Then starting at 9 o'clock that morning, they have a skills competition all day. They give awards out down there for that. Plus, all the girls receive their all-state awards. If you get an all-state recognized award, they get those down there too.
Do you? I know you're a big game plan guy, big scout guy on your opponents. How do you approach a game like this? It's just an all-star game. It's not. You're not playing for a state tournament. But how do you approach this?
I know all of them just the same. You know what I mean? We play all those teams. So I have.
You've already got notes everywhere.
I've got notes on all that. I have. We played all those players. I have sheets on them. What pitches work, what pitches don't. So, we'll be well prepared for that. You know what I mean? And the nice thing about going in now, teams adjust quickly, but they don't know most of these kids from up here. The kids from Woodrow, some of them will have seen those. But for the most part, those folks down there have not seen kids from up here.
How will you, obviously with an all-star team, you got more than one pitcher, which is predominantly, especially in single and double A as well, you usually have that one ace pitcher, and that's what you ride. You'll have more. How do you set up the pitching?
This would be a nice deal because, the nice thing, and I always said this, I would love, on my high school team, I'd love to have 2 or 3 pitchers that, all could go in and give you quality innings because, one time through the order and you can switch pitchers. And so that's a great setup for us. You know what I mean? So then there's no figuring out we've got to adjust too. But typically they will go down there and, they'll stick with one pitcher predominantly. We're fortunate. We have several to choose from. So we've got Anna Jimenez from GW. We've got Liv from Wyoming East. We've got the Megan Gill from Midland Trail. So we've got a pretty good representation, you know what I mean, pitching wise, which should be able to, we should be able to do some different stuff with that.
You mentioned a lot of girls from the same schools, pairs from the school. No pairs from Independence, but you do have one of your players, and you're the coach, so it's sort of like a pair.
We had Sarah Bragg and I. We had originally, I'd asked Alyssa Daniels to play too, because one of the things that we ran into was I didn't have catchers. Most of these girls are, not in our region. There were no senior catchers, so most of the catchers are underclassmen. So Sarah had caught for us, and so had Alyssa Daniels. So I'd asked Alyssa to play, and she wasn't able to play. So, or we would have had two there as well. And you've got to take a look at it. You don't want 6 at one position and they can't play anywhere else. So we feel fortunate in that we were able to get some kids that can play. We have some middle infielders that can play the outfield, and that's an important thing in these kind of games where you have a little bit of versatility.
I know to be a competitor, these games are ultimately fun. What are you going to do to make this fun, you think, for the girls?
Well, I think just being able to participate is the fun part of it. They'll enjoy I approach everything with a certain level of intensity, and I told them I don't go anywhere to lose. So, and nobody wants, in the end, and one thing you see when you're around these girls, especially that a group of girls that they've played for 4 years, hey, listen, they're pretty intense. I mean, they don't go into anything wanting to lose, or they wouldn't be doing this. So it'll be a good time, and we'll have some fun with it, and I'll get to have a good time, as well, I think.
Okay. Hey, Ken, I appreciate it, and enjoy the North-South game.
Hey, hope to see you down there.